Hey traders, Nick here, reviewing a stock today that reported earnings after hours. Rivian, the electric truck maker, cool truck. So today we're going to look at what the reaction looks like, if it's crazy, if it's not crazy, and how to trade it out of here if we don't own it already. None of this is going to be an actual recommendation to do anything. This is my own opinion. I'm going to be thinking out loud and helping some people look at things, and hopefully I'll do it in a segmented way where you can follow along. But first, we have to look at the world, the S&P, because whatever we think Rivian is going to do on its own, it has to do it within the confines of the whole market. We have had an incredible reaction from first of all, we had an extremely violent correction in June. It's going to be part of the conversation, so keep that in mind. We've recovered 17% of it in the S&P. Time to pause. I'm not expecting debacle. I've been expecting a dip, and they have come, and we bought the dip. But we should have one that sustains itself for like 2 or 3 days at least, just so we can do this blue thing and actually build some better momentum, so we can plow through higher. Now, what about Rivian? So let's look at Rivian. First of all, big picture, but let's zoom in immediately and talk about the earnings. And this is the crazy reaction after hours. It's not so crazy though. Why not? Because I thought it was going to be around here before it actually reported. And I don't know if you know that. First of all, before I forget, if you're not members of this channel, a YouTube channel, subscribe, and it's free so far. And also set the little dingy bell thing so you can be alerted when I post new videos. I haven't posted in a long time. This week I'm coming back into it a little bit. And so how did I know? Looking at the options, you can tell kind of where the market makers need price to go, at least for a little bit. So let me show you the box I drew for it before they reported. And I shared it in the live room where we had, I don't know, 315 people most of the day. Live, trading live. Very successful day again. Cha-ching. If you like trading live and you need help trading, scalping the market in and out as fast as you can, or if you just want to do the boring trades that I do, which are 25% a day in iron condors a day, yes, opportunity, let me know. Reach out. You know how to reach me. I'll try to put a link somewhere up there where you can do that. So upper right-hand corner of your screen, look for it. The downside pressure was telegraphed by the options. Not always does it work, but it's usually a good hint. And so they first reacted up, then they, oh my God, no, I hate it. No, wait, I love it. No, now I don't know. So they're kind of where they ended up in the box. But that's not relevant to the long-term prospects. So what did they actually say? Let's look at news. Okay, so the news headlines cracked me up. So right away from reading this headline tells me that this person is not focused on what really matters for this company. So what is Rivian? It's a startup trying to crack into a massive market. And it's tough because the big guys in there have been there forever. So Rivian's quarter loss, they lead with a loss. Now, if you're starting a business, your priority is not profitability. Your priority is what? Revenue. So skip this whole paragraph. It's meaningless, the top one. For me, I would look at revenues. They ended at 364, and then the company did not provide a year ago figure. Let me tell you, it was more than last year. Well, how do I know that? There are 2 in my neighborhood. There were none last year. I live in Tesla land, Southern California. We have EVs everywhere. And if 2 of them are in my neighborhood, that means they're doing well, a lot better than last year. And then they mentioned some analyst expected. Who cares? How well do they usually expect? How good are they at forecasting? Doesn't matter. 2 things matter. Sales, and because sales come from the other thing that matters, revenue, guidance of production. The problem with these startup EVs, this one and Lucid, has not been that they can't sell. I am confident that they will sell every truck and every car they make, Lucid and this one, and every van, because they will make commercial vans for Amazon. So sales is not the problem. What is the problem? Throughput. How many can you make? And the fact that the company reaffirmed its 2022 production guidance, that's confidence. So there's nothing here that causes me to sell the stock. So if the stock falls on this, there could be an opportunity. How do I know if it's an opportunity? I'll zoom out. See, that was my picture before they reported earnings. That's that same green box. Okay, so let's take all the pictures out. So you say, oh my gosh, it's a hideous chart. You are correct. However, this rally up to here, if you look at the IWM, I call these the small craps because they have been trading like crap since they rallied so crazily. This rally was complete mistake. They overdid it even more into last fall, and then they sold it off until into the abyss. And not just Rivian. That's everything that looks like Rivian, everything that is ARC-like, everything that's small cap, everything that's connected. To Bitcoin. They knocked it down a peg. So let's go back to Rivian. What's the good news? Here's a hint. Here's actually a gem of information, a piece of information that nobody else probably will tell you that. What do you notice here that you didn't notice in the S&P? Here's the S&P. I'll give you a minute. Here's Rivian. What did you notice? The big difference. The big difference is in this piece. First of all, this is a great way to bottom, a trough, a U-turn, a bowl, a rounding bottom, not these V-shaped recoveries that are ridiculous. This, they took their time. They are setting higher lows. But here's the biggest piece of information, that one. So the S&P crash in June, and I'm going to call it a crash. Those candles, I haven't seen anything like them. The S&P crash in June did not do nearly as much damage as the one in May. So the bulls are making, so they shook all the weak hands out, and now the owners have better conviction. That's why you have the ascending channel that is making higher lows and higher highs. So the momentum, they got it back. So let's go into an hour chart. So this is an hour chart, shorter term, looking at July alone. You can see it. So levels. So where do I buy this thing if I want to? Let's say I want to own it. I don't own it. I haven't recommended it. I would, if it crashes again, I would be all over it for a trade. I don't like to buy P&Ls that are not here yet. But this one's got good backing. So 35 looks like a short-term pivotal zone. If it gets there tomorrow, that would be a small entry point. Depends. I wouldn't add if I'm long. Like if I bought it here and it dropped to here, that is not a place for me to add. Why 35? Look left. It was a prior fail. They fought over it. They bounced off of it. They're likely going to defend it once. But if it bounces off of it and they come back and lose it, they're going to come back to here. So personally, I would pass on the 35, personally. But if I do, I should leave room to add more down here because it's a real possibility that I could do that. Now, if you're a fan, don't be upset. I'm showing you the potential hiccups that could come up. So this would be place number one. This would be a better place number two. That orange line signifies that this is where everybody loves it. So it is a point of contention. They will be active if it gets there. The good news is they're buying dips, and that's all I need to know. That means I'm looking to buy a dip, not looking to short it. If I'm looking to short it based on this report, I think I'm making a mistake. That's personally. So if I'm looking to enter, if I go all in at 35, I'm making a mistake. If I go all in here, I'm also making a mistake. Lower the expectations. Leave room to add lower without increasing risk. That's it. Very moderate way of looking at a pretty slick truck. Not my jam. It drove past me and it makes a weird noise. I know it's the energy recovery system probably to generate electricity from friction, but it sure sounds like it's got rotors rubbing on the pads, so on the brakes. But it is absolutely gorgeous looking. It's imposing. When I saw it last year on the street, I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, oh yeah, that's a Rivian. So the car itself, top notch. I think they'll sell it like hotcakes at $100,000. Not for me, but holy cow. Anyway, good luck if you have it.